welcome to Eyefocus. My name is Branis Mutali. Today we bring you the coastal edition, and these are the highlights. Food shortage in Kilifi. What next for these people? Scrap metal on the law. Is it really on the law in the country or just a section of businesses? White buildings in Mombasa. Is it for the beauty or just the weather condition? Focus on why Bandari FC players do not get national call-up. Has declined in Kilifi, and these people are crying full of their products. What next for these people?
Kilifi County, with a population of more than 400,000 people, have been facing food shortage due to crop failure. The county government and the region's drought management authorities raising a red flag, with most people complaining of a poor harvest in the last rainfall.
Kulingana na saizi mahindi kidogo yamepotea sababu ya mvua imekuwa fupi, mavuno hayakuwa mengi.
Farmers who had been hoping for a bumper harvest have been worrying due to the severe drought that hit the regions throughout the months of May and June this year.
Kwa msimu huu sana sana huwa tunategemea msimu wa long grains, na long grains tumekosa kabisa. Sasa imekuwa ni shida kwa wananchi kwa jumla katika hizi wilaya tatu nimetaja. Sasa kwa jumla ningeomba tumedi kama serikali inaweza ikaangalia wananchi, manake imekuwa ni pigo sana. Na wengi huwa tunategemea mambo ya mahindi. Hakuna cash crop yoyote yenye tunaitegemea, ni mahindi tu sana sana yenye tunakula. Na huwa ni mvua, na mvua imekosekana kabisa kwa huo mwaka.
The county government, however, is drawing up a plan to solicit for food and water. For Eyefocus production, I am Lucy Wangari.
Mombasa is popularly known for its white buildings. Is it the adverse weather conditions or just the beauty in it? Take a look.
Mombasa is one of the hottest towns in the country. Apart from the white tusks and a few remaining white painted buildings that portray the city as a white town, Mombasa has been repainted in many colors. Already, more than 100 developers have been bonded to appear in court for flouting the rules of painting their buildings white. For many years, Mombasa town looked attractive because of the white buildings. It is the best color because of the hot weather. However, some of the buildings pose as an eyesore to customers, residents and visitors. At the same time, the residents here blame the salty water, which corrodes metal, and also the hot weather that eats up paint quickly.
About climate, nyumba za Mombasa zinapakwa rangi ya white. Kitu kimoja, hii beach ina sumu. Maana ukiangalia hii meli venye imekuliwa na ile sumu yake ina change color. Ndio unaona nyumba za Mombasa zinapakwa rangi ya white, sababu rangi ya white inakaa sana bila kukuliwa na hii sumu ya bahari. Maana climate ya huko ni tofauti ya Nairobi.
The painting of buildings white in Mombasa County is part of the Swahili culture. Most buildings are painted white as it has been the norm over the years. Businessmen, advertisers and developers here in Mombasa are left with no other option than to use white in most of their paintings. Investors are not allowed to paint their houses in screaming colors since the bylaws in the municipality require all buildings to be painted in white. White is preferred since it does not absorb heat. For Eyefocus production, my name is Joanna Mambia.
You cry of unemployment. However, these women at the Jomo Kenyatta beach have proven that they can beat all odds to make ends meet by hiring chairs for visitors at the beach.
Unemployment has been on the rise, with many literate and illiterate people staying jobless with no means of fending for themselves and family. Approximately 80% of unemployed people are below the age of 35, according to a statistic done March this year. But these women in Jomo Kenyatta Public Beach have gone against all odds to make sure ends meet by making beach shows a business center where they turn ideas into cash.
Ukosefu wa kazi Kenya, kama unajua sasa hivi tuna kazi, jobs wa Kenya ni ngumu kupata kazi. Na kukaa idle ni kitu ngumu sana. It's so expensive that you cannot avoid even food. You cannot put food in the table. Nilianza as a hawker, nilikuwa nauza peremende, njugu, biskiti, lakini sasa kafika mahali you as a business, as an entrepreneur, inatakana uwe na idea. So hapo ndio ilifikia nikachukua viti na pia nikatafuta nafasi kidogo ili niweze kupata income.
With the increasing number of visitors to the beach, both local and international every day, has made Rose and Penina move from their comfort zones to ensure all visitors who come to relax at the beach be comfortable at a cost. This in turn has enabled them to raise a substantial amount to be able to cater for food and other essential requirements.
Na hizi mambo ya viti, tuna haya chairs tukikaribisha na wageni. Na hii kazi yetu ndio inatusaidia kwa upande wa kukula, kwa upande wa kulipa nyumba, kusomesha watoto. Tuseme kila kitu nyumbani inatusaidia.
They have posed a challenge to other youths who are also affected with the issue of unemployment by having accepted the fact that employment is on the low, but opportunities will never cease to exist.
Ni mtu unaweza ukajisimamia kwa biashara. Hata ikiwa ka biashara kadogo, bora jioni umeweka kitu mezani. Unaona itakusaidia. Lakini ukikaa tu useme hakuna kazi. Kifika jioni bado utasema tu hakuna kazi. Kifika kesho bado utasema tu hakuna kazi, utaambia mwenzako hakuna kazi. Lakini ukijitia morali, uamke, useme mimi leo sitaki kukaa chini, nataka kufanya kazi. Hata ukiwa na mapeni yako kidogo usema acha nifikirie kufanya biashara fulani, utafanya. Ndio hivyo huwa tunawatia morali ambao wenyewe wanasema hakuna kazi.
And just as Catherine Whiton says, find what you can do best and get someone to pay you for doing it. For Eyefocus Productions, I'm Vincent Olwoch.
We'll now take a short break, and when we come back, please don't forget to contact us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Eyefocus, and on Twitter, it's @Eyefocus. Stay tuned.
What they want to see. They don't really know me. They don't look past the surface to what's inside. Am I pretending? Or are you just too blind to see that there's so much more to me? There's something unique inside me. That thing that's so rare, that makes me me. I let go when you're not looking. When you least expect it. I surprise you. Because the only time I'm truly free is when I'm just me. See my true colors. See the true me. Trust condoms. Kuwa true.
So high school going students are now banning their dormitories in the name of not being listened to. However, they are causing losses to their parents and various other facilities. Here are some of the views from the people in Kilifi town.
Mimi maoni yangu kama mzazi, naona watoto wafanye jambo zuri, wanafanya jambo baya. Wangeliona kama kuna kosolete pale shule, wangelikaa na walimu wakawaelezea na wakatatua, wakaona vile watakaweza kutatua lile jambo kuliko kuchoma. Kuchoma ni makosa kwa sababu ni hasara. Na hasara hiyo tunaona kama sisi wazazi. Itabidi sasa, mimi naona kama wakichoma vile si wazazi tena watatishwa pesa. Hasa itakuwa ni gharama kubwa. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niseme hivi, hao watoto wanaosoma waendelee kusoma, lakini kuchoma shule si vizuri.
Wanafunzi vile wanavyofanya si vizuri, na hata wanafanya vile labda huwa ni hasara kwa wazazi.
Wanafunzi wanachoma shule juu sahihi atakana wao wako nyumbani, sababu hao ni waharibifu, hawataki maisha yaendelee na hawataki elimu kabisa. Malengo ya kuchoma shule, malengo yake ni nini mwanafunzi? So uharibifu. Na uharibifu kazi yake mtu akiharibu ni kuwekwa ndani, ashikwe au asimamishwe, atafutwe shule nyingine akasome.
They want to be listened by the leaders and the committee of the net.
Wale wanahusika. Inaonekana hata walimu, ile uchunguzi umefanywa kidogo, walimu wanahusika to some extent, wanafunzi sababu kama ile mambo ya viboko ilitolewa ili mpaka irudishwe, kwa sababu hata sisi tulisoma, tulikuwa tunachapwa na tulikuwa tunaendelea.
Mtwapa has over the years been dubbed Kenya's sin capital. Prostitution is one of the oldest professions in this small urban setting, and teenagers have not been left out. Under the heat of the midday sun of Mtwapa is a standard 6 girl who was rescued from prostitution. She nurses the dreams of a typical teenager with big ambition.
Eri nikae pale pale niendelee kusoma. Ili nikuja kwa mkubwa nikuwe lawyer.
After being rescued, is now a jovial girl after a life of harassment and torture from her aunt. It became a routine. Every day she had to go to the streets to look for money.
Nachukuliwa na aunti yangu akawa yoniambia nifanye kazi ya umalaya. Na nilivyojiangalia nikajiona bado niko mdogo, yani siwezi kufanya ile kazi.
The standard 6 pupil tells me why she dreads the day she'll go back to her normal life.
Raya yanaambia nenda nitakupeleka kwenu. Hivyo yani teso hivi kuchapa na kunyanyasa haki yangu.
Heshima Rescue Center, the caring shepherd, offered her hope for a new life.
Here in this rescue center, we do rescue children at risk of prostitution, rape, even family conflicts, especially those children, maybe their parents, they are not in agreement with each other. Sometimes they fight, so we normally rescue that kid.
Imenisaidia kwa mambo mengi sana. Kama chakula napata, navaa vizuri, naoga.
She advises her fellow peers on being good girls and avoiding underage prostitution.
Nizawaambia wasifatane na wanaume, kama nateswa ni heri watafute pale pengine ambapo wako free.
Rema is one of the school-going children at risk of sex trade and urgently in need of parental care. The one thing that should define womanhood is the source of shame and suffering. What will it take for the government to help these needy children at risk of sex trade? Anita Uma, Ilpix Productions.
With a fleet of brand new aircraft, a brand new terminal, spacious lounges, world-class service and warm African hospitality, Kenya Airways is now more than ever the pride of Africa. Kenya Airways, connecting Africa to the world and the world to Africa.
Welcome to BizWiz, our business segment. In most urban centers, public service matatus are known to be of utmost importance. However, to draw sanity in each town, there must be a bustage. However, in Mtwapa, there's a different tale to tell.
Mtwapa, being one of the most developing towns in the coastal region, has had various challenges in the transport sector. Due to this strain, most vehicles are parked in areas not designated for public vehicle parking. In extreme cases, fueling stations are turned into temporary parking lots. Pedestrians using Bamburi Mtwapa Road are vulnerable to hit-and-run instances due to the competition between the pedestrians and motorists who compete for the narrow single carnage road. roads. The county government of Kilifi has assured the residents of Mtwapa that it will construct adequate bus stops and parking spaces for the busy town to bring order and sanity in the roads. With no clear bus stops in this town, residents are forced to share the business spaces with the public service vehicles, which in turn causes confusion among the people. Thus the need for the county government of Kilifi to build more bus stops in this town. For Eyefocus Productions, I am Lisbeth Kamau.
Metal is known to be worthless, but for people like Njogu, it has been of worth, but the market is minimal.
In Mtwapa, Kilifi County, we meet Njogu, a scrap metal dealer who struggles to make ends meet, but with obvious challenges. This comes after many people have opted to import refined metal products deemed to be better than the metals in the county, which rust and change color at a high rate due to the saline nature of the coastal region.
Nachukia sasa kama hii sasa haina bei. Sasa wakana na vile wanaleta billet hapa. Sasa billet wanaona inakuja kwa pesa kidogo. Na hizi ukipeleka zinakuwa pesa nyingi. Na sina uchafu. Hawataki chuma sasa zingine wanaona hizi ziko na fira, ziko na rangi. Zile chuma zinatoka nje zinakuwa hazina vitu kama hivyo. Kwa hivyo hizi zinakuwa hazina bei.
Nairobi County government had banned the trade within the country in a bid to revive the local industry and refused to rescind the decision even after pressure from stakeholders within the sector.
The government's specific strategy in revamping the local industry is to encourage them to use local raw materials. This is why the government banned export of scrap metal, including lead.
In Mtwapa, the business is said to be hitting the rocks as challenges are streaming in on a daily basis, pulling the business down.
Biashara scrap wajua sasa tuseme ni kama inaenda chini, kwa chini kiasi. Sababu bei yake imeshuka kuanzia 30 mpaka 15 sasa. A half price. Ina challenges nyingi, too mob. Sasa hii serikali ilikuwa tunapoa na county sijui wanamuita county commissioner sijui nani. Ndio walikuwa wanapatiana leseni. Sasa inapoana na NEMA. Unaona, NEMA ndo wanapatiana. Sasa wametuwekea vikwazo vingi. Sasa hata leseni wanalipa 42,000 ama na 5 ndio upate leseni. So unaona hapo wanatumaliza. Hata hii kazi inaenda ikikididimia. Kama magari yetu sasa yamesimama, haiwezi fanya kazi. Okay, challenges ma customer anapungua.
With the decline of scrap metal business in Mtwapa, many will be forced to either change to other businesses or remain unemployed if the government won't withdraw the ban. Salama Bakita for Eyefocus Production.
Welcome back. And today on our masterpiece segment, we focus on the artwork of the Mombasa builders. They use concrete to beautify the houses. Let's take a look at the story.
The making and selling of concrete products is a business that has been on the rise over the years due to the increased number of population, companies, organizations and the government being involved in a lot of construction activities. This in turn has made many people venture into this kind of business, which deals with the wide range of products such as balcony, ventilation, pillar, fence support and many others. It also makes use of locally available raw materials due to its materials being available in the local market.
Hizi tunatoaga pale Sabasaba pale waga tunatoa hizi chuma. Sabasaba ndio tunachukua, tunanunua hii special sasa ya ring. Haiwezi kutengeza nguzo yote, hata support haiwezi. Hii ni ya ring, special ya ring. Sasa kuna pia Y8 huwa tunachukua huko, kuna R6.
Joseki Concrete Products, a business owned by Dina Kilonzo, an entrepreneur who has been in this trade for quite a long time at Chanzu.
Biashara si mbaya vile. Tunapata wateja. Kulingana na vile tulivyoanza, tunaona biashara inaendelea tu vizuri. Inaenda vizuri, si mbaya.
Though this type of trade can be seen as being lucrative, since it doesn't require electricity, just like any other business, it has a lot of competition due to its very wide market And it's because of this that Dina Kilonzo has employed a talented and efficient workforce who have a vast knowledge in making the concrete product and always making sure that they match the customer specifications so that they leave the place being satisfied.
Ventilation, sasa ile ushatengeza, kesho yake labda ilishakauka na unataka ile simiti kuipa ifanye nguvu zaidi kiasi kwa ifanye kazi yake, ili kitu iwe strong, lazima iweke kwa maji kwanza. Kama muda kama siku 3 ama hata siku 5 kwa una haraka nayo. Lakini ukiwa na haraka nayo hata siku 2 unaweza. Ya post sasa kama hii ndo post sasa. Hii ndo post. Ngaje ni post lakini sasa inaleta support kwa sababu gani? Zinatumika sana kwa support zile nyingine. Sasa imezikwa yani inashikwa huku na huku ndio ikuwe strong. Hii ndo kazi yake. Alafu sasa post yenyewe ni kama zile za 10, 9.5, 8 mpaka 12 ndio mwisho. Hakuna post ndefu zaidi ya futi 12. Ambapo sasa process yake ni kama hii tu. Unafunga unakunja ringi kama hivi, lakini hizo tofauti kwamba hiyo post itakuwa na ringi nne. Hii utaipata kama iko box. Haitakuwa na hizi 3.
The trade of making concrete products is something that is setting root at the coast, and with the ever-improving infrastructure of the place, the already wide market will keep growing. Anderson Basanga, Eyefocus.
Welcome to Mike On. I am Lisbeth Kamau. Today's topic is how the society is aided in the deterioration of safety in Mombasa County. With me is Kasim Della and Hamisa Care. Welcome to the set.
Thank you.
My question is, do you think the society is responsible for the insecurity in Mombasa or not?
To my opinion, absolutely. The society is totally responsible. Totally responsible. Responsible.
Why do you think it is responsible?
I'll speak in Swahili. The society is responsible sababu hawataki kujituma. Na kwa hawataki kujituma, wanataka kila kitu katika maisha ikuwe ni rahisi kwao. Sasa watoto wamekuwa wamezembea mpaka imefika point ya kuwa sasa hawana kitu cha kuwa waweze kufanya wapate pesa. Inakuwa sasa wanatafuta vitu vya rahisi kutoka na kwa watu, kama vile mtu kumujia simu aende akauze kwa bei duni ili apate pesa aweze kununua kitu anachokipenda ama anachokitaka.
Why do you think the society is responsible?
No, that's a very good question. First, we can start from the parenthood. I can say the parents are much more responsible to these activities because most of the people who are basically becoming thugs in posts are the young guys of age between 10 and 20 years old. If you look at that age bracket, someone's supposed to be in school, either primary, secondary, or even college. Now, as a parent, you're supposed to understand exactly when your child wakes up in the morning, where does it go. But now you find most parents don't go into that depth. You're not sure whether your child is going to school or is not going to school, what kind of group is maybe hanging out with. You don't follow up your child. Then, for example, if you see your child is coming home with a new gadget, let's say a new tab, as a parent you need to ask him, where do you get this tab from? Okay. So since parents are not responsible, children are becoming thieves, they can go home with good gadgets, no one is asking them. To them it's a normal thing.
Okay. Yeah. So you think it's the fault of the parents?
One way the parent, even the society is to blame. Because I believe most people in the society, they know who the bad guys are, who the bad children are, but they are afraid to pinpoint and report this issue to the police. So if you're afraid, the children will steal, the children will break into homes, and if no one is reporting, then it will be a mess, more mess on here.
Kasim, what are some of the factors that you think affect the insecurity sector more in this university? What are those factors?
Kuzembea kwa watoto. Kuna wazazi wengine ambao pengine mtu anayo pesa kutaka kumsomesha mtoto, lakini unakuta mtoto hataki kusoma. Kuna wengine wanaiba, pengine mtoto wa mtu yuko willing kusoma na nini, lakini anaona mtoto wa mwenzake asomi na kila kitu mzazi anamprovidea, chochote anachotaka anapata, ni pesa anapewa na hataki kwenda shule. Lakini yeye anaenda shule, naona anapata tabu, mwenzake anapata vitu rahisi. So pia society inachangia.
I can break this into two. First, the government or leadership. Leadership is a problem. Then two, we also come likewise like earlier onto parents. By leadership, we'll find out that currently there are no jobs. Okay? So for us guys to, for the children, for the people who have finished school, they become idle. If someone has finished college and there is no work, there is no job, what do you do? So if the government and our leaders, the MPs and MCAs, they could be much more creative and see how best they can build up industries which are going to absorb a lot of children, at least they will be equipped somewhere. Then two, also as parents, when we take our kids to school, we need to emphasize to them, why do they go to school? Because right now, most students, they're being brainstormed that you go to school so that you get employed and get money. That's not a good concept. Go to school so that you can be self-sufficient. So once that student goes to school, he knows that I'm going to be self-sufficient. Once he comes out of school, no job, let me look for another alternative, like business creation. So we don't go to college so that we get to be employed. Now, so if our thinking is, if we brainstorm our kids that you go to college so that you get employed by someone, that's a problem. When the kids go to school for the purpose of being self-sufficient when you grow up.
Okay. Thank you so much for the time. Those are the views we've got from Mike On. For Ilpix Production, I am Lisbeth Kamau.
And finally on Win Pitch, we focus on Bandari FC, on why they do not get national call-ups.
Football, a game that Kenya has struggled to make its international mark. The Kenyan Premier League, which over the years has been greatly influenced by two dominant clubs, AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia. Over the years, many pundits have claimed that Kenyan football is a bit biased when selecting national squads.
Hizi youth levels ni exposure. Hatupate exposure ya kutosha kwa, yani hatuna tournaments zenye zinatufanya tukua exposed sana.
Coast-based players, some really talented, have been sidelined in favor of Western and Nyanza players. Bandari Football Club, founded in 1986, a coastal club which has really struggled in the Kenyan Premier League, being crowned the Go TV winners in 2015, beating Gor Mahia, the then league leaders. But still in that year, there was no a single Bandari player featured in the national squad. But in 2016, Duncan Otewa, a Bandari player, who isn't necessarily based at the coast, was called to the national squad. But just why do these players fail to get national call-ups?
Poor management kwa watu wenye wanaweza kusponsor ma teams kwa nini hapo kidogo management poor kabisa. Ukiwa kukitia kwa sisi wachezaji sisi tunajua ball, lakini kufanya mazoezi inakuwa ngumu.
Anderson Basanga, Eyefocus.
Kwa macho Heartbeat Entertainment. Jirani ko wanifatafata kwa nini we? Wayafatafata ya nani, umekusudia nini we? Maneno ganoni na mimi nina Kongo.
Call them Wasojali, a Swahili term which means those that care less. Wasojali Band is a Kenyan boy band based at the coastal city of Mombasa, comprising of 4 members, namely Hamso, J-Bro, Kame Heartless, and Ibrahim aka Ability, singing relatable jams like Watalia, which they teamed up with Kelechi Africana.
Wasojali Band ni kikundi cha vijana kilichoamua kuacha tabia za kimtaa na kujiunga kwa pamoja kufanya jambo ambalo litaleta manufaa kwetu sisi na litatoa funzo kwa jamii.
Yaani ili kusudi kuwapatia vijana wenzetu motisha, wale ambao wameshapoteza mwelekeo na ambao wamekata tamaa ya maisha. Sisi tunaweza kuambia kwamba usijali, kwa sababu hata jina lenyewe usijali haimaanishi kwamba hatujali nini, yani inamaanisha kwamba ni hatujali zile changamoto za maisha ambazo tutazozipitia.
Naimba kidogo timara kataja Ferrari, mama wenye mrembo umemshinda Tazari, hata gari alisema we hatari.
The band was brought together with an intention to reach out to both the young and old, to entertain, educate and also give back to society, with an added intention to avoid crime and idleness. Their songs revolve around love, life experiences and life lessons. Their latest jam, Aumbora, is not just any other song, but it is a story. Wasojali decided to bring to light the tale of one young girl, Aumbora, and with their vocals they take us step by step through their music.
Aumbora ilivyoandikwa ni ule Aumbora alisomeshwa na shida kukopa ili mradi asome walenge malengo, lakini sasa ndio hivyo akaenda akapotea kabisa.
Their motivation being the love of music and storytelling. With the growing competition in the music industry, Wasojali Band intend to grow bigger and do better music.
Kijana ambaye una talanta ya aina yoyote ile, kwanza ujue kutoboa sio haraka hivyo. Umeona? Atakikana uwe na subira, umombe Mwenyezi Mungu, mwisho wa siku utafanikisha kile unachokitaka, ili mradi tu uwe unajua kwamba hapa ndipo ninapotaka kutokea.
As a young team brought together by their manager Athman Babaz, they say their music is to reach everyone, and just like most of us, they say they draw their inspiration from Bongo Stars Yamoto Band. For Eyefocus production, I am Branis Mutali.
Heartbeat Entertainment. Kwa macho Heartbeat Entertainment.
That brings us to the end of our show. Please keep talking to us on our social media platforms. Facebook is Eyefocus. Twitter is at Eyefocus. Instagram is Eyefocus. And please contact us through 0723 432467. Stay tuned for much more from our next edition in Kisumu County. For Eyefocus production,
This is Eyefocus. My name is Branis Mutali.